Hi guys, welcome back to Mr. Moose Models. Today is going to be the final reveal for my 1/72 scale Tamiya Tornado F3 that I've been building for the hashtag Twin Brit group build run by our good friend Tim Hedworth on British Aviation in Scale over on Facebook and also on YouTube. It's been a great group build. There's been some absolutely fantastic work out there by people. And it's been huge amounts of fun. For me it's quite a big one because this is my first sort of full-on video build that I've ever done, that I've ever made. There's been lots and lots and lots of learning points for me on the modelling side, but mainly on the filming side and editing and everything like that. So it's been a big learning curve. I've really enjoyed it and I hope you've enjoyed following along with me. So yeah, quite chuffed. So here we are we are now the 20, what are we today actually? We are, good question, the 22nd of March. So we've got a bit of time to spare because the group build finishes this Saturday. And we're all done and dusted now on the 22nd. So guys, here she is. The completed build. Well, I say completed. 99.9% complete. The only thing that I've got left to do is to take off the canopy masking. Now, I don't know if you're anything like me, but when I build a kit, this is probably the part that I apprehend the most, because if that masking hasn't done the job properly and you've got paint seeping all the way underneath there, it just ruins your build at the last second. So I'm being brave today. I thought I'd be brave, and this is my very first sort of full on video build. I thought I'd share with you that moment of trepidation. Everything else is on, everything else is done, and I'll run through that in a minute. But what we need to do is get this mask off. So what we'll do is just make sure that we're checking the focus, and we'll bring you in a little bit. There we go. Right. There we go. Right, so here we go, boys and girls. Moment of truth. As I say, so yeah, this build has been really enjoyable. I know that this is probably not the most detailed tornado out there in 1/72 scale. You've got the Revell GR1, which is supposed to be a fantastic kit, and I've got a couple of those in the stash. But as far as F3s go, the ADV variants, I think this is a fantastic little kit. It went together quite nicely. There's a few issues which we'll run around with you in a minute and show you what they were. But overall, I enjoyed it. It's good fun. I've learnt things. So I would say personally it's quite a successful build. That, from my little point of view. Where are we? Just so, there we go. Just making sure that I don't lose you here on the focus. There we go. Right. As I say, it's always a bit nerve-wracking for me. The other thing which is nerve-wracking is that you need to be quite gentle at this moment, because removing the canopy mask is the last thing I always do on a build, and therefore it means that everything else is already on here. So you don't want to go and break something that can make it ping off into the oblivion. You don't want to go and scratch the canopy either, etc, etc, etc. So as I say, it's quite a nerve-wracking process, I find, personally. Some people might not, but hey, each to their own. But no, it seems to be coming out alright, seems to be. It's one of those things where sometimes I think, oh, you know what, I should have just bought the canopy mask for it. I did have one for this, but I think it's already has a garble or Revell boxing. I'm not sure what it was, but it didn't fit onto this aircraft, so yeah, the old-fashioned way, by hand. thus far we're doing nicely. No major dramas on it. Still a bit to go, obviously, but you know, it is what it is. So now, as I say, yeah, learned a lot on this build. Really enjoyed it. I would recommend this kit, and I reckon if you maybe found some photo etch to go into it, some resin ejector seats, or, you know, it'd look the bee's knees with a bit of work on it. I do aftermarket, but I don't feel like, I'm not one of those modelers who's going to put £40 to £50 worth of aftermarket into a £15 kit, if that makes sense. The only sort of kit I really am sort of considering about buying a cheapish kit and buying a fair whack of aftermarket is, what's going on there? Oh well, that's not coming off. We'll talk about that in a minute. Is a big Spitfire. I think it's one of those things where a lot of people in the modelling world would all like to have a big Spitfire in their collection. Now, I've got some lovely 72nd scale Spitfires from Edouard. I've got an Airfix 1:48 scale 1.2. But what I'd really like at some point in my life is a 32nd scale big Spitfire. Now, ideally I want it to be an early Mark Spitfire. I'd love it to be a Battle of Britain Spitfire. Now, Tamiya do their 32nd scale Spits, which are supposed to be absolutely gorgeous. And I've seen a fair few of them being built, but mainly they're like Mark 9s or later variants. I'm not sure, off the top of my head I think they might do a Mark 1A or Mark 2, but, oh no, sorry, Mark 5 is it? Might be a Mark 5. But it's not 100% the one that I really want. What I really want, as I say, is a Mark 1A or Mark 2, 2A, sort of that proper Battle of Britain 1940s, darkest hours of the RAF sort of bit, when the guys went up and did whatever they could against the Luftwaffe. Now Revell have got a nice 32nd scale Spit that fits the bill very nicely, but at that scale, 32nd scale, you know, I think it's probably worthy of a bit more detail than what the Revell boxing offers. So it might be that in that case I consider getting quite a bit of aftermarket from Edouard and just plough it into that Revell. That's nothing's going to happen anytime soon. You know, I feel like my skills are getting a bit better every day, but do I feel that I'm up to scratch to doing justice to a kit like that? No, I don't. Right. There are a couple of little blemishes here on the canopy, and I'm hoping that this is going to very likely just come in with a little polishing stick. I'm not even sure what that is from. It could be from the gloss coat. If it is from the gloss coat, you've got away with it. Boom, 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 boom. Where are you? Let's get a proper buff on this. That bit there's on the inside though. Okay, so it is not 100% perfect, but I'm happy, and that's the main thing, because it's going in my display cabinet and I'm happy with it the way it's looking, so that's all that counts in my little mind. So you know what I was saying about being careful? I'll get that back on in a second. Right, let's pop you down before I cause any further nightmares. Right, so there you go. Canopy mask is off. Right, so let's walk and talk through the aircraft. You obviously saw all the building phases and saw all the painting phases and decaling and a bit of the weathering. So it's obviously had the paint which I've been using for this one is Mr. Hobby Aqueous, a fin of Mr. Self-Leveling Thinner. It's given a really nice paint work. I gloss coated it with some Mr. Hobby GX100 Super Clear 3 and then thinned that with Self-Leveling Thinner as well, and that's paint work. Then weathering wise, we've used clay wash and we've used some oils to make it a bit of a dirty bird, because I don't like it when they're looking factory fresh. Personally, I like it like they you know, it's just come off like a hard tour, or he's on a hard tour on a hard set of exercises, something like that. So coming from the front, I've actually got the pitot tube on this, which hasn't broken. I've got a little blemish here in the radome, which I'm a bit annoyed with. Quite happy with the seam on this side here, it looks quite nicely. The FOD covers on the air intakes, quite happy the way they've turned out. Could have been a lot better. And then obviously coming along here, I'm quite happy. There's a little blemish here as well, which is I think from when I might have been doing a bit of rescribing on it. But quite happy there all the way around. Coming around to the back of it. There we go. Let's get you in on here and zoom you in a little bit more. There we go. We have got the exhaust FOD covers, which I'm quite happy with the way they're looking. They come across quite nicely, turning her around onto the port side. There's a little couple of mistakes here which I made when I was rescribing it, and I thought I'd cured them, but obviously not. And the black primer didn't show it, and once I painted and put the wash down, then I saw it. So that's a learning curve there for me. But in the grand scheme of things, from about 3 foot away, you're not going to notice it anyway. Coming all the way around, so yeah, no, I'm quite happy the way she's looking. Underneath, let's flip around. So we have got the 2 smaller fuel tanks, which are 1,500 litre tanks, 4 AIM-9 Sidewinders, and 4 BAE Sky Flashes. Now, the Sky Flashes aren't 100% accurate in terms of colour, but there's no decals on or paint or no decals in the kit. There's no sort of exact explanation about how it should be painted. Online you can find quite a few sort of like drill missiles which have got the blue stripe on them and sort of blue dots on them, and I couldn't really find much for operational, so I've kind of took a bit of an artistic license. They looked apart to me. I didn't want to make them look like AIM-7 Sparrows, I wanted them to look different, so they're a bit of artistic license there. But there we go. So all in all, quite chuffed, as I say. Just as I say, me knocking things off here. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to get some photos, some still photos of a few detailed shots, and I will get those up as a slideshow behind us. So guys, there you have the Tonka's done, the Tornado F3 is finished. I loved it. I really enjoyed this build. I know Taglieri kits get a bashing. This is Tamiya reboxing with the Taglieri kit. I think it's a great little kit. Yeah, it needs a little bit of work, but it's a model. It's not a shake and bake Lego set, so you're going to need to put a bit of work into it. However, I think, you know, with a bit of effort, it's turned into a half decent model. I'm happy with it. She's by no means perfect, but you know, I don't think there is such a thing as a perfect kit. You know, I mean, if you think you've attained perfection, then where you're going to go on your next build, you're not going to improve. So, but if you, at the end of your build, you can turn around and say, I enjoyed building it, I had fun building it, and I'm happy with the result. Then that's obviously that's the reason why we do this hobby. Well, partially, you know, because we enjoy what we're doing, and we enjoy looking at what we've built, what we've made out of this plastic kit. I mean, just to bring her back onto camera, here she is again. I'm really happy with her. She looks absolutely fantastic in my mind. No, she's not perfect, as I say, but I'm happy. That's the main thing. So what I've got left to say, guys, what I've got left to say is thank you so much to everybody who's followed the build, everybody who's sort of commented and liked, and those who subscribe as well on the videos. It's really appreciated. Thank you so much for your support. I'm now going to be able to crack on to the Harrier GR3 build because that's got to be done by the end of the month. So that's what we're going to be posting up in the next few days. Well, getting back onto working on the next few days. And I've learned a lot from this sort of adventure of doing a video build. I've learned modelling wise, but also on the sort of video side and the editing side, I've learned a lot of things. So all in all, it's been a great build from that aspect. Thank you for following, and all I've got left to say is take care, guys, enjoy your modelling, and we'll see you soon. Bye.